So the question's been asked, what do I love about being a sexual abolitionist? And I say the biggest thing is that I get to break all the rules. I've been fired on multiple occasions for working to help get people free, for emancipating people, for having liberated ideas, coming from a sex positive space. And that's totally okay with me, because I always say, even though I've been fired, I know the difference between being fired and being freed. And so I'm generally okay with being fired, because it's like, okay, because it was a type of enslavement for me that, doesn't, when I've worked in spaces that don't come from a sex positive intent, and part of being a sexual abolitionist is going through life judgment free, and not accountability free, but actually judgment free, because I've been trained to understand the decisions that people make from the society that they are encapsulated in. So with that understanding, I know that, a little girl is not actually Faz. She's not trying to be a provocateur. She's suffering from skin hunger. And instead of judging someone and saying that they're promiscuous, I might have a better understanding of the sexual traumas that they experience, and maybe they're a survivor of molestation or human trafficking. So instead of making judgment, I'd rather focus on how they can get free from those traumas. And that is a joyful existence, to help people get free, or to help other people understand why so many people are not free. There's so much Christian misogyny in this society, held to the bounds of a sacred text that was governed and created in many instances before certain terminologies and ideals actually even existed, So I get to have historical context. I get to have a social emotional context when working with people. And when I present the historical context and the social emotional, it's just like putting the spiritual with the sexual, and it's explosive and it's nuclear and it feels so good. And that's part of the emancipation experience. I love being a sexual abolitionist because I get to walk around with Kegels t-shirts and telling people, that Kegels are self-care, and reminding people to do their Kegels. And so that, when they're hitting perimenopause and menopause, that they're helping their libidos, and that they can have, a savory intimacy life. So I get to do that. I get to do all of these things. I get to travel, and as being a global citizen, and right now meeting, I've been to every continent but one. Come on, Antarctica, I'm coming for you. And, studying in Cuba, in Brazil, in the Netherlands, in Europe, in Africa. And I get to explore so many facets of social, emotional society and behavior. And I can bring back what I've learned in those spaces to America and help create new traditions. I get to have workshops and slumber parties and work at schools with kids and adults and nursing homes. Like, there's no place that sexuality does not touch. It is political, it's economical, it's psycho-emotional, it's physiological, it's biological. It is all that we are. And so many people don't understand sex is what you do, but your sexuality is who you are. And when I get to educate people on that, more of the world just opens up. And to be present when you see someone beginning to get free, when you get to participate in somebody's emancipation, it just speaks to you in a language that is almost not translatable. I get to do that. I get to not only be a part of my purpose, but a better purpose for the world.